Ladies, let's have some real talk today. Too many women go through life learning lessons about men the hard way after years of heartbreak, wasted time, and painful experiences that could have been avoided. But the truth is, men are not as complicated as some make them out to be. The problem isn't that men are confused, it's that women often ignore the reality of how they operate. Many women enter relationships believing that if they love a man enough, support him enough, and remain patient, he will eventually change and become the man they need him to be. They hold on to the hope that with time, effort, and sacrifice, he will grow into the partner they desire. But the reality is, a man will only change when he is ready and, more importantly, for the woman he truly wants. No amount of love, patience, or persuasion will make a man transform if he does not see the need to do so for himself. When a man values a woman deeply, he will take the necessary steps to become better because he does not want to lose her. He will recognize the areas where he falls short and make the effort to improve, not because she begged or pressured him, but because he genuinely sees her as his future. A man who truly wants to be with a woman long term will not require constant convincing. He will take accountability for his actions, prioritize her needs, and actively work on becoming a better version of himself. The painful truth is that the same man who tells one woman he is not ready for commitment will turn around and commit to another woman without hesitation. He may claim that he needs more time, that he has trust issues, or that he is still working on himself. Yet when he meets the woman he truly desires, those same excuses disappear. Suddenly, he is willing to do what he previously refused to do. He communicates consistently, makes future plans, and treats her with the love and respect she deserves. This is not because he magically changed overnight. It's because he saw her as someone worth the effort. A lot of women take it personally when a man refuses to change for them, but it is not a reflection of their worth. It is simply the reality that people do what they truly want to do. A man who continuously ignores a woman's needs, dismisses her concerns, and refuses to grow is showing her exactly where she stands in his life. He is showing her that she is not the one he fears losing. And when a woman ignores these signs and keeps hoping that her love will eventually make him step up, she only prolongs her own pain. Change is a choice, and a man must want to change for himself and for the woman he sees as his future. When a man values a woman enough, he will not risk losing her over behaviors he knows he can improve. He will not make empty promises or string her along with vague words about the future. Instead, he will take real action to prove that he is serious. Women must recognize the difference between a man who is willing to evolve for them and a man who is simply comfortable as he is, knowing that she will stay regardless. Many women believe that love alone is enough to sustain a relationship, but for men, respect often carries even greater weight. A man needs to feel valued, appreciated, and seen as capable by the woman he is with. While a woman desires to feel loved, cherished, and emotionally connected, a man thrives on knowing that his woman respects him not just in words, but in how she treats him, speaks to him, and believes in his ability to lead and provide. When a man feels disrespected, he begins to emotionally withdraw. Constant criticism, nagging, or belittling can damage a relationship more than a lack of affection ever could. A woman may not even realize she is doing it. She may think she is just expressing her frustration or trying to push him to be better. But when a man feels like he is never good enough in his woman's eyes, he starts to detach. He may not argue or fight back, but over time, he will lose his desire to give his best in the relationship. Respect is not about submission or making a man feel superior. It is about recognizing his strengths and acknowledging his efforts. Men take pride in being providers, protectors, and problem solvers. When a woman dismisses his contributions or constantly points out what he is doing wrong, he feels unappreciated. A man who feels respected will naturally want to do more for his woman because he sees that she values his presence. But a man who feels disrespected will either shut down emotionally or seek validation elsewhere. Many women unknowingly damage their relationships by speaking to their man in a way that wounds his pride. Sarcasm, passive aggressive comments, and harsh words can cut deeper than they realize. A man may not always express how much it bothers him, but he internalizes it. Over time, this creates distance, resentment, and eventually disconnection. A woman may still love him deeply, but if she does not show him respect, that love will not be enough to hold the relationship together. Some women believe that if a man truly loves them, he should tolerate their moods, their frustrations, and their sharp words. But love does not erase the need for mutual respect. A man wants to feel like he is trusted to make decisions, that his opinions matter, and that he is valued as a partner. A woman who understands this will communicate in a way that uplifts rather than tears down. She will express her concerns without making him feel inadequate, and she will challenge him to grow without making him feel like a failure. The men who feel respected by their women are the ones who will go above and beyond to make them happy. They will be more affectionate, more committed, and more willing to work through challenges. But the moment a man feels like he is constantly fighting to prove his worth, he will begin to pull away, even if he still loves her. One of the hardest truths for many women to accept is that if a man truly wanted to be with her, he would make the effort. Too often, women make excuses for a man's lack of action. They convince themselves that he is just busy, that he is afraid of commitment, or that he needs more time to figure things out. But the reality is, when a man genuinely wants a woman, there is no confusion, no mixed signals, and no inconsistency simply shows up. A man who is serious about a woman will make it known. He will call, text, and make plans without her having to remind him or chase him. He will prioritize her not as an afterthought, but as a central part of his life. He will not disappear for days, ignore messages, or make her wonder where she stands. A man who wants to be with a woman will be consistent, intentional, and clear about his feelings. He will not leave room for doubt because he understands that if he does, he risks losing her. Many women spend months or even years holding on to a man who shows little effort, hoping that one day he will change. They make excuses for his lack of commitment, telling themselves that he just needs to mature or that he has been hurt in the past. But the truth is, a man's past does not prevent him from pursuing what he truly wants. The same man who tells one woman he is not ready for a relationship will turn around and give his all to another woman without hesitation. When a woman keeps chasing a man who is not putting in the effort, she lowers her own value in his eyes. He sees that he does not have to try hard to keep her, so he does the bare minimum. He calls when it's convenient for him, spends time with her when he has nothing better to do, and never fully commits because he knows she will always be there regardless. And the longer she accepts this behavior, the harder it becomes to walk away. A woman must recognize that effort is a choice. If a man is inconsistent, distant, or unwilling to move the relationship forward, it is not because he is incapable, it is because he does not feel the need to. When a man values a woman, he does not risk losing her over excuses. He steps up, he commits, and he does what is necessary to keep her in his life. Women deserve more than half-hearted love and inconsistent attention. They deserve a man who is excited about them, who shows up without being asked, and who makes them feel wanted every single day. When a man is truly interested, his actions will leave no room for doubt. And when he is not, no amount of patience, love, or effort from a woman will change that. Many women have been led to believe that physical intimacy can create an emotional bond with a man, but the truth is, men do not fall in love through sex. While a woman may see intimacy as a deep emotional connection, For many men, it is simply a physical act. A man can sleep with a woman repeatedly and still feel no deeper attachment to her. This is why so many women are left heartbroken after giving themselves to a man, expecting it to bring them closer, only to realize that it did not change how he felt about them. Women tend to connect emotionally before they connect physically, while for men, it is often the opposite. A man can be physically attracted to a woman without having any real emotional investment. He may enjoy her company, he may like being around her, but that does not mean he sees a future with her. And the mistake many women make is assuming that because they shared a physical connection, the emotional connection will naturally follow. A man's attachment to a woman does not come from intimacy alone. It comes from how she makes him feel outside of the bedroom. It comes from the respect, admiration, and peace she brings into his life. A man falls in love with how a woman supports him, how she challenges him to grow, and how she carries herself with confidence and self-respect. If these elements are not present, no amount of physical connection will make him stay or commit. Many women give themselves to a man hoping it will solidify the relationship, only to realize later that he never had any real intentions of committing. He may continue to entertain the relationship as long as it is convenient for him, but once he gets what he wants, he may start to pull away. This leaves the woman confused, wondering what she did wrong, when in reality, the man never saw her as more than a temporary situation. Women must understand that their value does not lie in what they can offer physically, but in who they are as a person. A man who truly wants to be with a woman will pursue her with or without intimacy. He will invest in her emotionally, build a foundation of trust, and show his intentions clearly. But when a man is only there for the physical aspect, he will never go beyond surface level connection. This is why it is important for a woman to take her time and truly evaluate a man's intentions before giving herself to him. If a man is truly interested in her for who she is, he will wait, he will be patient, and he will not pressure her. A man who values a woman for more than just her body will show up in ways that prove his love is real. Women who understand this will never mistake physical intimacy for emotional commitment. A man knows very early on whether he sees a future with a woman. He may not always verbalize it, but deep down, he knows if he truly wants to commit or if he is just enjoying the moment. The problem is that many women ignore the signs and hold on to the hope that with enough time and effort, they can change his mind. But the truth is, if a man is unsure about a woman after months or even years, he already knows she's not the one for him. Men are decisive when it comes to what they truly want. When a man meets a woman who aligns with what he desires in a partner, he does not hesitate to move forward. He makes his intentions clear, he invests time and energy into her, and he actively works toward building a future together. There is no confusion, no mixed signals, and no excuses about why he cannot commit. He simply steps up because he knows she is someone he does not want to lose. On the other hand, when a man is unsure about a woman, he will keep her around without fully committing. He may enjoy spending time with her, he may even care about her, but he will always leave room for doubt. He will avoid serious conversations about the future, keep the relationship vague, and make excuses about why he is not ready. And the hardest truth to accept is that if he is doing this, it is not because he needs more time, it is because he does not see her as his forever. A woman who ignores this truth often ends up wasting years in a relationship that is going nowhere. She keeps hoping that one day he will wake up and realize she is the one. She convinces herself that if she just proves her worth, he will eventually commit. But the reality is, a man who truly values a woman does not need convincing. He does not risk losing her by keeping her in uncertainty. He claims her, protects the relationship, and makes sure she feels secure in his intentions. Women must learn to recognize when a man is stringing them along. If he is keeping things casual for an extended period, if he avoids serious conversations about commitment, or if he gives vague responses about the future, he is showing exactly where he stands. A man who genuinely sees a woman as his future wife will not make her feel like an option. He will be intentional, consistent, and unwavering in his pursuit of her. A woman's time is valuable, and she should never waste it on a man who is unsure about her. She deserves a love that is clear, certain, and reciprocated. The right man will not hesitate, will not make excuses, and will not risk losing her to someone else. When a woman understands this, she stops waiting for potential and starts demanding certainty. Now, these truths might sting, but they are meant to set you free. Too many women waste years trying to decode mixed signals, waiting for a man to change or hoping that love will make things work. But when you start accepting reality instead of holding on to false hope, you put yourself in a position of power. You stop settling, you stop chasing, and you start attracting the kind of man who is ready, willing, and capable of loving you the way you deserve.